Hey everybody, welcome back to Three Swords Productions. If you're new to the channel, I'm Steven and this is Nathan. Nathan, tell us about the video we're about to watch.
Yeah, this is post-restriction. We got some Law versus Lucci action.
Oh, okay. So, do you think this is a good matchup for Law or is it a good matchup for Lucci?
I think it's good for the Lucci side. A lot of blockers, a lot of things that are able to remove in Kaku and in Sakazuki, so seems like they're good.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of pressure too to back that removal up. So you are not going to be playing events to like remove characters, something like Zoro or Ace might have to do.
Yeah.
And instead, you're just like, play my Kaku, destroy that thing. Let's get it moving.
Also Shockwave, yeah, jeez.
Oh yeah, some lucky triggers might happen. All right, you ready to get started?
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, looks like I'm on the Law side, and we actually have Alex on Lucci here.
Okay.
We're gonna get started. I'm going second here, and I just kind of Nami comes down. We're gonna be able to pick up Zoro here. That's a good card in this matchup.
Pretty good.
Don't give him the opportunity to even be able to play removal. Should we just swing with it?
Yeah, right. The rush is some good card text.
And Chopper comes down. We've got a good mix of red and green characters. Now, I am pretty new to the Law deck, so if you see any misplays happen, let us know in the comments. I would really appreciate some more insight. We're going to see brand new come down on the Rob Lucci side after an attack for 6.
Okay. Looks like just a Tashigi. The other two are CP9s, so can't add either of those.
Yep. It's going to be a 2K, so a pretty good pickup there anyways.
Yep.
Back to 4 Dawn on the Lost side.
Okay, yeah, hand's looking pretty good there.
Yeah, now I've got a Brook in hand, and what I find the most fun about Law is that you can just brutalize your opponent with Brook. So you're probably going to see me lean a bit harder on Brook than most people do.
Yeah.
Because I like the Dawn efficiency.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do it exactly this turn. I feel like your opponent would take a lot of 5Ks generally, but it's possible he counters out. But fills the board regardless, so play the Brook out.
Right, so I'm looking at my hand and thinking, what can I do next turn? And, I'm not really sure. Like, I don't want to really put all of the Bonnies on the table and just expose them for my opponent's removal. So we are going to play the Brook down, and that generates a 3K for us to attack with. It's also another red character to put on the table, so just in case Nami gets removed, we do have that swap.
Yeah, there's a good reason there.
Okay, and so we see Bonnie and Capone come down, and hopefully the Bonnie is a good bait for my opponent's removal, and it's not going to look for my red characters.
Yeah, Kaku is going to be the card here that could come down. Brand new was able to mill 2 CP9s, so Kaku's now online. We'll see if Alex has that in hand, but equipping 1 Dawn seems like a no.
Yep, that's a no for the Kaku. So instead, we're going to go down. The 6K attack here. I'm still comfortable going down to 2 life.
Yeah, I generally do that with Law. I can understand blocking there, so you're able to fill out the board with something else, like another Bonnie next turn, but I don't think you need to.
Right, and so we have 6 Dawn available to us. With leader ability, that leaves us with 4 Dawn remaining.
Yeah.
So we're going to pay 1 here, tap the Bonnie, and see what we can pick up.
See if we can find one of the Laws. That'd be a nice add here. Instead, it looks like, it is a Law. Okay, great.
It's going to be blocker Law there. It's going to let us recycle a lot of the cards. And with Zoro in hand, Brook on the table, we have a lot that we can cycle into with this Law to stay aggressive. And that's going to be kind of my way is, I want to stay aggressive to keep the pressure on Rob Lucci. I know that he's going to be able to clean up the game at the very end of it, so hopefully I can pressure him down before we get there.
Okay, attack for 5 here. I like that with the Brook. You could, I think, either do that or attack for a 5 with the Nami. Either way is fine.
So this one saved me 1 Dawn, and I was able to, put that Dawn into a bigger attack on the next attack here. And I want to recycle the Brook either way. So.
Sure. So we'll add that back. Looks like blocker Law is going to come down. What are you picking up? Probably the Bonnie. Leave things
don't want
untapped on the field. Don't want those ones that can be attacked back.
Don't want brand new getting a free attack on the Bonnie there. So. And now I could play Zoro down, or we can play Brook again.
Interesting. Okay, sure. Yeah, go for a 7K attack here. Or we go for another 5. Interesting, too.
Yeah. So we're looking at just making the 5K attack here with the Nami, and that's going to clean our board up for next turn.
I almost think I would have preferred a 7K attack or 8K attack with the lead. Just exposing that Nami feels like it could be valuable to us at some point. But you do have double Bonnie, so those are card engines themselves.
I have red cards in my hand in the form of Makino, in the form of Brook, and in the form of Zoro. So at this point, I just want a character gone from my board.
Sure.
And I figure, hey, the brand new is going to turn sideways on the Nami, and my Brook can turn sideways on the brand new. So it's kind of, this was my chess move a little bit, to try and clean up his board a bit more. And Sakazuki comes down and takes out the Law, but we do have double Bonnie in hand. So
yeah. What if he doesn't have to attack to remove your thing? What if he just has to play a card?
Right. Yeah. Well, if it's still going to be, if he wants to clear the Nami here, which of course he's going to want to.
I think so. Yeah. Looks like he's deciding, I guess, on what to remove here.
Another big thing too is I'd rather he swung on the Nami than the Zoro. I feel like if I played the Zoro on the table, then Kaku can clean it up. But also, it just feels weird to play the Zoro and not attack with it. Basically, removing Rush with it.
I think that's fine.
So those were all thoughts. There were a ton of lines available to me, though.
Yeah,
so.
I think the line that I had kind of made in my head immediately was attack with the Nami, pick up the Nami to the Law, pick up the Bonnie, put the Nami back in. Just to kind of accrue more value that way instead of putting the book. But I think this is also fine, and Brand New does come in for the attack on Nami there after the Law is removed, so that is all good. But it's fine. These Bonnies are super good here. They're going to be adding a lot of cards. And you've got that little special film Brook in hand to be able to fill your board too if you need to.
Yeah, I can go even wider here if he does manage to clean up the board with Brook into Zoro. And, go down to only 3 characters. This might actually be a decent time for that. So we're going to counter out with Makino. We are losing a red card in our hand in order to make that counter out, but we do want to stay at 2 life, so we have a little bit of cushion. 1 life, probably not going to be enough against Rob Lucci, so we do want to stay at 2 for as long as possible.
And you got some options from the side there, huh?
Oh, so many options, yeah. These are the lines that are like tough with Law here. And so we did set up for this, so we're just going to go ahead and make that attack. And we're going to see Brook come down and put most likely Zoro into play.
Zoro, yeah. Seems good.
And that takes us back to 5 with 4 Dawn remaining. So we do have a few options here. I see Zoro come across for 5.
Sure.
And we're just trying to get cards out of his hand before we move into a later stage of the game. Counters out with Bluno.
Sure. And now, what do you have? You have another Brook in hand, it looks like?
I also have Law in hand.
Is it? Okay. Ah.
That's how I feel, too, every time I draw cards.
Okay. Come across for 5. I think there's another just counter out here. Or it's a take. Okay.
Yeah, so
really valuing to get up to a specific card, probably.
He's got a lot of 2Ks in hand, it looks like, and, a Spondum there that we can see. So he's just trying to stay as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
Not pitch out 2Ks for all of my 5K swings. And we're going to replay the Law here, and this is going to be attack for 7. And we're going to ask him for 2 cards in hand, but he instead draws a card. So
that's pretty good.
And we've got him down to 1, while, I'm not under a great deal of pressure here. So
yeah, you're playing around Isho in your hand, it looks like. Hand is still low enough that it's not going to be blown out there. So
definitely was thinking about the Isho on these lines.
Okay. Now I'd be afraid of something like a Kuzan attack into like a Kaku. Could remove the blocker Law. Just kind of rip apart our board. But your board is looking pretty good too.
These board states, like your blocker Law is never really the card that you want in this matchup. Your opponent's going to have so many removal that it's not really a safe card. You kind of have to rely on counter power in your hand as well as the 1-drop blockers, just all the value that you accrue over the game, because your opponent will definitely take out your 5-drops.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Alex does have a lot of 2K counter power in hand, it looks like, so a lot of options there to be able to go this low and still be okay.
Yeah. That's going to make my swing 7s a bit awkward for me on the next turn.
Looks like a 7 on the Zoro and minus the Law.
Not exactly sure what's going on my side of the table. We were just
reaching across.
Doing some stretches there. Sorry about that. Not sure what's happening.
Okay, it looks like I believe I did see an Isho from the hand of Alex there.
Yeah, I believe he has the Isho, yes.
So that would be obviously good. But, we do have the Kaku as well.
Yeah.
Kaku's going to come down and remove this.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Those cards are really never safe, so we're just trying to stay as aggressive as possible, because we're not going to have those big turns where we get to do multiple attacks, or, not in this matchup, so.
Puts 2 Blunos back on the bottom. Maybe later. Probably not. Another attack 7 on the Zoro. Okay. I think that's good. I think you want the bodies here. I don't think the hitting the limit is quite as important.
Rook, and now we're down to 3 cards in hand.
Okay, that's a little scary.
Right, yeah, we lost like quite a bit of cards here. He's got a lot of 2Ks in hand, which of course we know about the Tashigi that he added earlier.
Right.
But we have 10 Dawn here, and we have we still have double Bonnie in our hand.
Yeah, unfortunately, two of the Capones were used already. Those would be things you'd be looking for right here to be able to fill out your board so you feel a little bit safe. But maybe we can go aggressive enough. Alex has probably got something like 6 cards in hand at this point, which is pretty beefy. It's going to be difficult to break through all of that.
It will be, yes. So we're just going to have to flip and see what we get here.
Starting with Bonnie makes a lot of sense.
Bonnie goes sideways, and it's going to find a lot of the top end for us.
Okay.
No more blocker laws, unfortunately, but we do have starter law.
Starter law is good. Looks like you did find a component gang you could add there, or you could cheat and try and add Otama.
Well, I'm sorry, I dropped it out of my hand, and then in order to pick it up, I dropped the other 4 cards. Yeah. So we're not going to talk about that, but starter law is going to come to hand, and that's going to give us a good swap target.
Yeah, it is a good swap target. Be able to play the Brook and swap that out or something.
Having the double Brook too is pretty fire. I'm a big fan of Brook, especially in this matchup.
See what the second one comes up with.
Could grab another starter law.
Could grab another Bonnie too.
Yeah, those are both options.
Both pitch for 1K, so it just depends on whether you want the low end or the high end right now. And Bonnie seems okay.
Yeah, it's really difficult because we're not sure if we're going to get a next turn or not. We do have some counter power in hand, but he's got a lot of big attacks, so it's going to come down to the Wire. I think the Wire. I've never seen that show.
I've never seen it either.
I think this is it.
Okay.
And Brook comes down. Going to put this 2 Dawn on something, and it's going to be on the Zoro.
Sure. Like a nice 7 attack.
Basically needing to call shots right now of like where we're going to swing.
Yeah, is there ever a chance where you're not swinging face and instead swinging to the board at all?
No, I think he has got so many cards in hand that we'll see how the attacks go, to be honest.
Sure.
But if he can defend his life, then he can also defend his characters, and I think he would at this point.
Yeah.
So I think it's roughly the same either way.
Counters out there, pretty easy.
It is eating 2 cards out of his hand, so he was at 6, now he's down to 4.
No, it's definitely important to get these attacks, and that's for sure.
And we, on our side up here in the sky, know that every time he discards 2 cards now, it's going to cost him 2Ks, and that's going to be a lot more counter power than the Spondum represented. 5 cards in hand, one of them being Isho, though.
Yeah, so Isho does not counter.
A technical 4. And Kuzan does drop, so that was a pretty heads-up attack there. Not willing to part with 2Ks in order to protect the Kuzan, so that's going to make defending our life next turn a little bit easier. And Brook going to come sideways at Rob Lucci. Get a 2K out of his hand, go down to 4 cards in hand.
And add a 2K back to hand is pretty good, and play out the starter law. Untap the Zoro, I would assume.
Yeah, going to get another 7K swing here. Now we just lost the Kuzan for free. Do we swing evenly on the Sakazuki, or do we go 7 on his leader?
He's bound to have counter power in his hand at all. I feel like I'd rather get him down to 0 cards, but I don't know.
Well, this took his options down for the following turn. Pretty wild. And my thought is, hey, if he goes face, I'm holding 2 2Ks and a 1K. I might be able to counter out of one of the attacks, which is all I need to do.
Yeah.
So my board might actually be safe. Swing on the Sakazuki will either net me a dead Sakazuki or soften him up quite a bit for the following turn. So I think this turn we're going to see Sakazuki for 9.
9 coming in. I have to imagine face. I think he's trying to close this game.
He's going face. Now, this one's a tough to counter out because I can go to 10 right now. If I do that, Rob Lucci can swing 5. Kaku can swing 7. And then all he's being asked to do basically is play a removal spell for one of my characters to be able to discard for the Rob Lucci. Yeah. And then it becomes a very difficult... I'm basically just being asked to counter out with the 2 cards that I have out of my life. So it's really tough.
I feel like you'd rather make him commit his Dawn to these instead of committing to blocking or something. So I think taking this one is fine.
Okay, and we heard that from the past, so we did take that. And what was the pickup? We cannot see it.
A Dedan? A starter?
It is a Dedan, okay. So it is an additional 1,000 power.
That's pretty good.
We do play a lot of 2Ks in the deck, so we're going to have to hope to pick up another 2K instead of 1K. As long as it counters, though, I think we're all right. We're in the clear. This one's a very tense last turn here. So, okay, we are going massive.
Going big.
That's an 11k attack here.
Do you just take this?
Well, I don't think I have an option.
Yeah,
I cannot counter out of that.
This seems pretty good.
We pick up another 1k. So 8k comes across at the Bonnie.
Okay.
In order to discard 2 cards. And we have a last 11k here, and this is basically lethal for one of us, and we go 7, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice, just barely.
Able to get out of that, and that's going to be a concession. Let's go back to the booth.
Interesting.
All right. I mean, yeah, that was an interesting game, right? Like he saw a lot of the removal. I saw a lot of my pressure. Yeah. In the end, it was. I'm not sure that the attack pattern for lethal from the Lucci side was correct, but it was difficult math to do. I was at 2 with 3 cards in my hand. So
yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It was pretty close. You had a lot of counter power, I think, is the main problem.
Yes, I did. And from my side, let us know in the comments if there was a better way to counter out of those attacks. Maybe getting out of the first 9k would have been better. I mean, I know it would have been more card efficient, but the way that I did it kind of forced him down that line if he was going for lethal. So it's a little difficult for me to say, really. I'm not sure.
Sure.
There's certainly, if I counter out of the first attack, there is a world where he just can pivot to cleaning up my board.
Yes, I think so.
And that's another scary thing.
Yeah, you're going to need that.
I think he can clean up my board a little bit easier. All right, guys, that does it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're out there and you enjoy watching just hours of card games being played, we live stream 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes more than that, just at random times. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, get those go live notifications. And if you're interested in chatter with us, as well as our incredible community, please consider joining the Discord. The link is in the description, and we also give it out several times throughout the live stream. That's it for us. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.